Hey, welcome to your Gemini horoscopes for the week of November 12th through the 18th. And we have no planets in Gemini this week. Not a whole lot going on there, not even any secondary planets. Um, Kind of boring for a Gemini, but we'll be grateful for small miracles nonetheless, because sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes not so much, especially when you have planets moving into your opposition sign of Sagittarius. So when the moon comes in, we're going to have some issues. We might as well just be happy with things the way they are. And it's a good time for it too. A week before the holidays, lots of the holiday coming up here in the US anyways, lots of stuff to prepare for. We don't need any undue stress on that. Um, Hopefully in fact, it looks like the moon will pretty much not be there until after the holidays. So that makes things a little bit easier for you guys. We don't need to complicate anything any more than it already is, right? Pardon me, focus continues to be on those you love, although focus is shifting to the home as well, which is to be honest with you, not surprising considering the time of year it is. There's a couple of things that come up that I see around this. The first thing is stress. Geminis have a tendency to take on a whole lot. Yes, you do. Take on a whole lot more than they need to. So it's really important, I feel, for you guys this week to in order to avoid a burnout, in order to avoid stress and anxiety and all the stuff that you don't need for the holiday, to really come up with a good battle plan and stick to it. And this really is the Gemini curse. I know for most Geminis, having any kind of schedule or plan or list or anything is very difficult to follow. You guys are intellectuals, you always get it done, yes, but you could get it done in a different way, a less stressful way, a way that is a little bit more organized for you so that it doesn't feel like you're constantly forgetting things and this and that. Coming up with a battle plan is tedious, yes, for intellectuals. I agree. I'm an intellectual myself. And sometimes sticking to a schedule can be really difficult for me. Sticking to a list can be really difficult for me. But I've also found in the past that it really does help in so many different ways. I'm not as stressed out as I could be, but I also give myself the permission in certain areas to be as flighty and flaky and fairy-like as I want. You know what I mean. To be able to just go ahead and go with the flow and see where the wind takes me. You don't have to uber schedule out every little detail, but putting some things down to help you get organized, it gives you a lot more time to be able to focus on just being creative or just socializing or just enjoying your time with your family. This is a big issue with the holidays. It's most people talk about how stressful it is more than they talk about how much they're looking forward to spending time with their loved ones, because the stress is so incredibly immense these days. You can avoid that by just simply taking some time this week to go ahead and get things scheduled out and help yourself get a little bit more organized. The other thing that I feel might be coming up for you guys this week is challenges with family members. Again, another thing that always seems to come up around this time of year, because the family members that we don't normally talk to on a regular basis, they start to spring up around this time of year. When you're dealing with challenges with family members, that can be really frustrating as well. And I feel like one of the biggest problems that humanity seems to have right now is that we have gotten into this sort of situation where we can be kind of judgy. And it's that judginess that makes us assume that everybody should be behaving in a certain way. And when they don't, we don't like it. You can help with that by releasing that. Let people be whoever they're going to be. I know it's ridiculous. I know it doesn't make much sense sometimes, but by releasing it, it's also, you're not holding on to it. You're not it's not becoming an excuse to irritate you in some way. There's actually a lot of freedom in just letting people be who they are, even if it doesn't fit into your plans, which is really what makes it frustrating. I also kind of feel that we get, there's a lot of miscommunication around that. Like, well, this week being the week before the holiday, we'll talk to somebody and they'll say something that we take in a way that's not exactly how they meant it. And so a lot of arguments, quote unquote arguments, happen just by miscommunication. So again, not stressing yourself out helps you to avoid a lot of these things. And if you're aware of these things coming up, it also helps you to avoid the stress of that. Self-care, 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 also important. Make sure you take that time for you while you're building that special time for everybody else. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my coffee link in the description. I would really appreciate that. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week, which is the holiday week. And in the meantime, you guys have some fun getting your holidays together. Have some fun organizing all of the cool stuff that you're going to do. And don't forget to get crafty, to just, this is not, it doesn't have to be a huge responsibility. It can just be, you're planning for a great day. And that's exactly how it needs to be. So have fun. And I'll see you guys next week. Make it a great one.